Hey, Rabbi Meltzer here with a special clip for you this week. Somebody sent me a recording from my Rebbe, Rabbi Binyamin, Luban, Shlita, and it really articulates the principles that I heard from him in yeshiva of what the purpose of a shmooze is and what you're trying to accomplish when you give over a weekly Devar Torah. So it's funny, I don't actually usually give a Chofetz Chaim style shmooze, but I always try to follow the principles that he articulates in this clip. I figured he articulates it very beautifully in a way that very few can, and I decided I wanted to share it with you and post it as a special clip on the podcast. Here is my Rebbe, and I hope you enjoy.
I want to give a little introduction to shmuessim before the shmooze. In general, I think we have to spend Be'ez of Hashem, somehow figure out a way, spending much more time on the guys understanding the intricacies of what a shmooze is made up of. But we'll try and be dvarim shutim, and we can delve into this much more. Basically, everybody agrees, I'm saying every issue, the purpose of a shmooze is to help guys reach a higher madrega in Ruchnius. But there is a basic machlokes between a Chofetz Chaim shmooze and a non-Chofetz Chaim shmooze. In a non-Chofetz Chaim shmooze, they made the following very logical conclusion. They said people do Averis. Now people do Averis even though they know it's wrong. Right? People speak Lashon Hara. That's why we feel so bad on Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. I know I shouldn't have done it, but I did it anyway. And I feel terrible that I did it. So we do all kinds of things that we know we shouldn't do, and we do it anyway. So apparently, the reason why we do it is even though intellectually we know it's wrong, but we're missing in the emotional commitment. So in the non-Chofetz Chaim world, the purpose of the shmooze was to increase the emotional commitment by giving a very emotional shmooze. Give an emotional shmooze. The person's a good speaker. He gives a beautiful mashal. He gives dramatize it with a story, and you get very emotional. And it's chas v'shalom. It does work. It is a beautiful thing. Chofetz Chaim, which came from the Salbaka, to not feel that is the preferable system. Not that it doesn't work. Why not? Because they felt that emotions, the person didn't really give you anything you didn't have before. It's just emotions. So emotions don't last so long. Right? A person makes an appeal, and it's a known thing. It's a known thing. You make an appeal. If you make a speech and then you make the appeal right away, you'll make money. But if you make the appeal and then wait till tomorrow to ask the person for a donation, they won't give you the money anymore because the emotion wears off. So if all the speaker did is he got you emotional through beautiful words and mishoim, the danger is you're going to lose it. So the B'nai Muslims say you never really totally lose it. It always leaves a roshem. Okay, and we believe that. But still, the Salbaka did not feel that was the ultimate. So the Salbaka approach in saying a Musar Shmooze was not to get emotional as much as to give the listeners something new that they didn't know before. So that they walk away with new information. New information means they keep forever. You could lose it too, but basically, an emotional speech, after an hour, you lose the emotion. But an intellectual speech, you got the new information, it stays with you forever. Now, therefore, the first rule of a Chofetz Chaim shmooze is it's supposed to be a chiddush. Chiddush means, it's another way of saying it's telling you something you didn't know before. Now, why do I care? But what's the good of a chiddush? We said before that the problem is that we do Averis very often because we know it's wrong, but we do it anyway. So our problem is emotion. So how does Kedushim help? So that's a good question. We have to perhaps, I don't know if I got the answer, so we'll skip it. No, but that is a good question, and it does need time to explain, but now's not the time. But the simple answer is that there are certain chidushim which help the emotions, and those are the best shmuzim. Regretfully, not every shmuz qualifies for that. But, for example, if I want to get you to stop smoking, you know already that you shouldn't smoke because you know that people that smoke will have a 10%, whatever, greater chance of getting cancer, whatever the percentage is, in 50 years from now. So I go ahead and I dramatize to you, you know what it means to get cancer, you know how terrible it is, you know when you're going to be 70-year-old, and okay, no. So I get you emotional on what you knew already, and, that's good, but on the other hand, I didn't tell you anything you didn't know. But if I come ahead and I say, you're smoking, besides what you know, that smoking has a bigger chance of giving a person cancer in 20 years from now, there's also has immediate effects on your health. It causes you to affect your physical appearance. You lose your beauty. You lose your breath. Oh, I never knew that. Right? So if you tell a person assuming new information, then you've inspired him to stop smoking by giving him new information, right? So the ultimate shmooze is giving a person new information, a chiddush, which he can use to inspire him, right? That would be, then you kill two birds with one stone. You gave him intellectual information, which is something which will stay forever, because he learned something new. And that intellectual information has an emotional effect to it because it has a direct relationship to his behavior. That is the best shmuessim. Regretfully, not every shmooze qualifies for that. Some shmuessim are intellectual and they do not seem to have any ramification. And that's maybe a longer story. I once heard Rav Hutner said that the author said because intellectualism is like a crossword puzzle, and if you miss any piece, you can't still do the rest. So you have to have the whole puzzle. But that's the ultimate shmooze. So the ultimate shmooze should be a chiddush. Every shmooze has to be a chiddush, preferably, but not ma'akev. It should be a chiddush which is relevant and inspires, has a meaningful effect on people. Okay. The other thing, which Rosh Yeshiva was very big on, was that it should be mukhrach. Mukhrach means that since we do want to inspire people get more inspired by when it's coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu than in the Torah, than when it's coming from some rabbi, even if you respect that rabbi. But if it's coming directly from, if you know for sure this is what Hashem is saying, or this is what the Rishonim are saying, it carries more weight, because if it's some rabbi, okay, I can disagree. Maybe yes, maybe no. But when it's coming from the Torah, that's already much more inspiring. And again, the purpose of a shmooze is to change a person. So mukhrach means that the listener should feel that this is the Torah speaking to me. So this is a little bit of a hard play. We want it to be mukhrach, that it should be 100% shot in the Torah, and yet a chiddush. So it's not always so easy, okay? But because if it's a Torah, then everyone can see it. Okay. Also, not for now. Now, there are two types of mukhrach. There's mukhrach where you ask a question, and you can't give any other answer except the answer that you propose. So that's mukhrach. It's not the highest level of mukhrach, because theoretically, someone can think of a different answer. Now, no one here can think of a different answer, but just because no one can think of a different answer does not mean that there's no other answer. Maybe there is another answer, just we don't know it. So we would call that 90% mukhrach. It is yaitzi. It's good enough, good. But it's not the highest level of mukhrach. The highest level of mukhrach is when we don't give an answer, but the question is the answer. Because that is undeniable. Because I say, it says this. Does this make sense? I guess so, because it says it. That, you can't argue with that. It says it. Is this possible? Obviously it's possible, because look, it happened. So that is a higher level of mukhrach. Okay, anyway, now let's get to the shmooze.